There's a battle going on in terms of across Ukraine, heartbreaking images. There's another battle going on from a cyber warfare perspective. The sophistication of some of these cyber attacks is jaw-dropping. And I think what we're really starting to see is with Russia, with that, they're back against the wall, with the ruble that's basically worth a penny in terms of US dollars. A wounded animal a lot of times is the one to be feared. And I think you're going to see them unleash a lot of these cyber attacks that have already begun, going after servers, vulnerabilities, trying to shut down not just consumers, but enterprises, phishing attacks, looking more and more for ways to shut down banking system, grid. Those could happen through an individual at that enterprise ultimately clicking on an email, a phishing attack that gets those hackers and bad actors into an actual server. And then once they're in, it's no different than someone robbing a house. Once they're in your house and the alarm's off, there's a lot of damage they can do. And their goal is either to get in through servers, basically disguising themselves as, we'll call it a good guy, but ultimately they get in, and then once they're in these enterprises, they're able to shut down, they're able to hack financial institutions as well as consumers. I think a lot of the Western nations are already looking at, and they have begun to try to defend Ukraine. There's a lot of, we'll call it Shields Up, which is a U.S. initiative from the Homeland Security. I think a lot of Western nations throughout Europe, I think you have Interpol and some others that could really help Ukraine in terms of, from a server perspective, trying to protect themselves from Russian hackers, and also having some of those servers, not just in Ukraine, but potentially in some other nation states, like when it comes to NATO, or potentially within the US, where those data go through those servers rather than the ones in Ukraine that are much more susceptible to attacks.